right. Well, let's see. If
Okay.
so observed curvature. Um, um, and if I have that, if I have that right. But and um, now let's see. We got um, Black Swan. Um, um, so happening. Um, now let's see. Um, now uh, um, all right. Star trails. Now, um, let's see. Just a second here, because I got one. I didn't get a picture for this one, but uh, um, so um, so um, away or high for Polaris. But if you go you go to the next one. If you then move to uh, what is it, 2000, yeah, 2387.9 miles away, you would see Polaris at about 30 degrees. And now that should end up or no, that ends up making an entirely different calculation for the height, putting it at more like 2,387. That that number should stay constant if you.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to ask you a question. This is my opener. All right, so all the Globe Earth does is reify their belief system, and we're going to prove this with everything that he just said. So for starters, he says that looking at Polaris, and then it just matches the perfect angle assumed on the globe. Well, what happened, bro, and you said it in your own opener, was that they've been using this for thousands of years to navigate, right? So they've taken what's been known, the consistent location of Polaris and the cyclical nature of the sky, right, which is how we navigate, and then they've reverse engineered it based on an assumption of the Earth being a ball hundreds and hundreds of years after they've already been using that for a ton of time. So somehow you presupposing the Earth's a ball, presupposing the dimensions, then taking the presupposed dimensions, then looking at the sky and reverse engineering those dimensions based on the sky that never moves, somehow proves the Earth's a ball because the numbers match with the sky. Dude, they came from the sky, bro. Okay, then you went to the Black Swan and you said that we see too far. That isn't even the Black Swan argument. So you brought up a flat Earth argument yet to even comprehend it. The Black Swan argument is the fact that we have decapitated the assumption that there is a physical sphere edge that obstructs your view, right? So what we are seeing in the Black Swan is not a physical location, is not a geometric horizon that is a physical, tangible obstruction. It is actually an apparent location. This is why it constantly fluctuates based on atmospheric conditions and observer height. So the actual Black Swan argument is that from 1 foot off the surface of the Earth, we would have to see the curvature of the Earth at 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So 1 foot would be 1.2 miles away. But yet 1 foot off the surface of the Earth, we actually saw the horizon further than 10 miles away, requiring the radius value be over 264,000 miles, as opposed to your presupposed fairy tale that claims that it's 3,959 miles. So you're going to have to establish that we have a physical geometric horizon, which goes back to your first postulation, your little image where you said that you saw the Earth's curvature, but you just took a picture of an apparent location. And if you went to that same distance and that at the same altitude the next day, it wouldn't be exactly the same. And in fact, of course, all lenses do impose curvature. It doesn't matter if it's a wide angle lens or not. You should have researched that. So the actual problem here is you have to offer empirical, verifiable evidence that there is a consistent Earth curvature location that is a physical obstruction. That's what it comes down to. So all you did was take a picture of an apparent location, then you pulled up a Black Swan image and then a picture on another day where the apparent location has fluctuated. Welcome to flat Earth. That's our argument. It's just an apparent location that constantly fluctuates. You, out of necessity, must claim there is a physical, literal, tangible location called the geometric horizon, which there is not. Every single time it moves, we win. Welcome to flat Earth. Shirts in the back, bro. Snacks on the way. So you didn't do anything for the Globe Earth in that entire opener. So you should have prepared for this more. Dude, Black Swan has been around for over a year, and the Globers have yet to even fully understand it. It still eludes the grasp of the globe earthers. So it's very simple. If the Earth's a ball with a radius value of 3,959 miles and a circumference of 24,901 miles at the equator, we will see the curvature of the Earth at 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. There will be a physical, literal location that the Earth curves away from you, blocking your view. But we do not see this, my man. 1 foot off the surface of the Earth, we see the horizon over 10 miles. As soon as you invoke refraction, which is a term void of any specificity, you have to specify what type of refraction. First of all, refraction is a phenomenon that we do know about, right? We use Snell's law, but when we apply it to the atmosphere, which is a single medium, because Snell's law is about one medium to another medium, we have to use a differential of Snell's law. Yeah. Objectively, the subject matter experts on your side know that you have to use a differential equation, if you know what that is while you're shaking your head, a differential of Snell's law, because it's a singular medium, not a homogeneous medium, but a singular medium with fluctuation within that medium. Okay. So refraction is a generalized term. You have to actually, specify what type of refraction. But I'll tell you what you have to invoke, since you don't know. It's called terrestrial refraction. That's what you have to invoke. Okay. As soon as you invoke terrestrial refraction, which the equation requires 7/6R, that is a begging the question fallacy, because what is in contention is the R value. You don't just get to arbitrarily fluctuate the R value that's in contention, begging the question and reifying it, and then say this proves that the R value is real. That's laughable. In addition to that, if you do use that and it's a category error and a begging the question fallacy, it still doesn't help you, because it only extends the horizon just a small bit, and you actually have to extend it all the way to 10 miles. So terrestrial refraction doesn't help you. That's the only type of refraction that you can invoke, because what is in contention is the actual terrain itself, the terra firma. That's why it's called terrestrial refraction. So very simply, we've falsified the radius value. You're going to have to make the claim that we see a consistent geometric horizon that's necessitated based on your geometric claim of the radius value, which we never see. So every time it fluctuates, welcome to flat Earth. That means it's an apparent location, not a physical actual location. So where did we even get the geometric horizon? Do we never see the geometric horizon? Then how do we get it in the first place? How do we know the Earth's curving? Where did we get the R value? You're going to have to answer these questions. Yeah, you had to go first because the burden of proof is on you, and you obviously have not substantiated your claim in any way. So we've falsified the notion that the Earth is curving convexly in all directions at the rate that you claim that it is. There's no proof for axial rotation. You claim there's a pressurized system adjacent to a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr. This is in direct contradiction to the second law of thermodynamics. That's a natural law. So if you know what natural laws are, they just happen all the time. Humans didn't come up with them. We just observed them. They're reoccurring. They're inevitable. You cannot postulate theoretical conceptual abstractions like general relativity, which is a reification fallacy, and it be antithetical to natural law, because natural law is proven. It's 100% true. A theory doesn't get to override it being antithetical to it. So you claim that space and time bend and warp based on the displacement of mass, and causing a gravity well actually causes gravity to be contained, even though it doesn't where it's the closest to the center of mass. So we have a problem here, because we have a pressurized system adjacent to a near perfect vacuum, but the antecedent to pressure is containment. So you have tons of problems here. We're going to need you to address them with some specificity. Let's start with the fact that you don't have any evidence for the geometric horizon, which is the very crux of this whole issue. Is the Earth curving? Well, do we ever see the curvature of the Earth? And if we never see it, how do we know it's there?